What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Tap In Podcast. This is your host, Hutch, and with me, as always, are Julius and Mateo. And today, we'll be talking about Arsenal versus Chelsea, Man United versus Crystal Palace, begrudgingly, Aston Villa versus Wolves, Leeds versus Man City, and we'll be finishing off talking about the Champions League draw and the knockout round. But start us off with the game that just ended like a couple of hours ago, I'd say. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Arsenal is out here firing on all cylinders, and Chelsea was actually playing pretty good, I'd say, until second half. But what do you think, Mateo? What are your thoughts on your team? Let's start with the positives first, and let's go into the negatives.
Positives are no one got injured. Let's see.
Only one red card.
Only one red card. Hey, that's true. Could have had more than one red card. That's about it, guys. Everything
What about
else
the
was
goal,
pretty dreadful. We had one good goal. It was like Olympico with an assist from Hincapié. Reece James always doing the God work. But man, I don't know. I feel like mostly we were poor. There were some good things. We were shockingly under possession a lot of the times. We did have a lot of control. But I don't know, man. It just was kind of pathetic. You know, our set piece defending is shambolic, truly. That first one was pathetic. We kind of just let Gabriel get at that ball, flick it on, and then unfortunately it bounced off of Sarr, who I actually thought did pretty okay defensively, except for that one.
So
You know, I'll take him over Badiashile or Tosin or anybody else. So, you know, if Fofana hadn't gotten that red card, maybe we would have been in a different position. But you know, Sarr didn't do too bad. Fofana got a red card last week, so he wasn't able to play this week. Yeah. Hato was okay. He was able to deal with Saka enough. He you know, Saka got past him once or twice, but he was able to defend okay. He also got some support from Audrey as he kind of came back down and kind of helped support that. I mean, I guess another positive is we didn't concede from free play, right? So at least defensively we were good there, right? I saw a lot of great, you know, a lot of pressure that was taken down pretty well, pretty effectively with no red cards in the penalty box. But overall, man, it just was a real bummer. Should Rice have gotten a penalty for that handball? Probably. I would have said yes. Yeah, on that set piece, probably. And then, you know, should something have happened when Joao Pedro got punched by Raya? Maybe. It was a soft punch, but a punch nonetheless. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We weren't enough. Cole Palmer wasn't there today. Even some of the cornerstone players, Audrey Santos didn't look incredible. Caicedo was kind of the best person in the midfield, but even he didn't, you know, wow me. And you know, granted, like Arsenal's midfield is no joke, and their defense is no joke. You know, they were very successfully, you know, stopping all of these passing lanes, intercepting often. But yeah, no one really played well. No one really played well.
I will say, like, I understand that you're dejected, and because of that, you're just feeling down about your team. But I actually feel like Caicedo and even Chalobah did a pretty decent job, because there was a couple of stops
really
there.
Well. Yeah.
Well, there was one opportunity where Chalobah was one-on-one with, was it Trossard, and he like kind of like
over or whatever. Like
yeah,
tried to.
He cut it out. He stopped the chance and was able to get it out. I think a lot can be said, like you were saying, about the physicality of both midfields. The fact that there was 4 number 6s pretty much on the field with Andre Santos, Caicedo, Rice, and Zubamendi. I mean, it was definitely a slog in the middle of the pitch, and we saw that where you guys were winning back possession, but quickly off of a bad first touch, and it went right back to an opposing player, and it was happening on both sides of the ball. Arsenal really weren't their free flowing, what we can see from them in free play. We didn't see any of that.
No.
The only thing I'm convinced of is that Arsenal are so good at set pieces that they will score yours for you with that Nketiah goal because yeah, I mean they just did what they've been doing all season. Just capitalizing on set pieces, winning corners. Yep. Long throws, the whole deal.
I think the only thing that I got to say though is we looked definitely better in the second half. That first half though was shocking. I know that Rosignol really wants us to play from the back. I think that eventually we're going to get to a point where we can play from the back to the degree that he wants us to. But the amount of pressure that Arsenal was putting on us on our own half was really causing Sanchez to short out. He couldn't make a proper pass. He couldn't make a good decision. He was really strong. Look, I've said it on this podcast before, and I think I still stand by it. I think Sanchez has been awesome for us this season, and even during this game, he had a couple of good blocks, a couple of good saves. But I think that when it comes to high pressure games, he tends to get overwhelmed. And the way we were playing, he wasn't. I think you had mentioned it. He was making these risky forward passes when maybe a lateral pass would have made better sense. I think ultimately, maybe a mixture of progression from the back with some long distributions, which I saw a little bit of, but probably should have seen more of, especially with that aggressive midfield that we had. Maybe trying to bypass that every once in a while would have been good. I mean, we've had some good success with João Pedro being able to, overtake a player or take advantage of a bad touch and score that way. I think maybe a little bit more diversity in that, and it would have made us a little less predictable, right? It would have forced Arsenal to defend out a little bit more and stop putting so much pressure on our side of the half. I don't know. It was a very disappointing game. Ultimately, this is kind of what we had expected, right? I think that they were the overwhelming favorites. It's just I think the reason it's frustrating for me as a Chelsea fan is that this is going to come off probably wrong, but if we just sucked and we were just used to sucking, it would be a little easier to take because there's no hope. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
If you're in the mud, you're just like you're used to the mud.
Yeah. If you suck, you suck, and you know it, at least.
Yes, and it's not like, oh fuck, I'm gonna, we're gonna go to watch this game knowing that we're gonna suck, and then it's just like, ooh, we didn't do as bad as we thought. I really feel like Chelsea is close to being a proper team, and every time we go into a match, I'm always like, we could win this. I really went into this game thinking like, I don't know, crazier things have happened. We didn't look that bad in the last 3 losses against Arsenal. There were definitely some positives. The first leg of the Carabao Cup, we didn't have our best team. We had a lot of people out because of a flu. Then the second one, we were kind of just trying to manage issues there. And I guess you could argue that even this team wasn't the best team, quote unquote, but it was a pretty damn good team. And ultimately it's just upsetting. I'm curious to know what it is exactly that we need to properly go for a title or go for a cup, because I don't think we're there right now. I don't know if it's defensively. I don't know if we need better coaching, because our set piece defending is pathetic. It was really bad. Sanchez on that second goal, when he tried to get the VAR review, I was like, Sanchez, what? Like, you were the least touched in that box. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was on you, my guy. Why? What are you looking for?
And it literally bounced like under his armpit, like right past him.
He just lost track of the ball. Period.
Yeah,
he just lost track of the ball. Maybe the light was in his. I don't know. But
like your friend at the bar said, just keep your eye on the ball. Mateo
that
made
was a
some
lot of fun.
friends. Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
Snap. There you go.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
A bunch
No,
of
it was
depressed Chelsea fans as well.
a lot of fired
Angry.
fans. Honestly, it was a good time. A lot of angry fans, a lot of arguing fans, people calling Arsenal fans bodlers. I don't know. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen, man. They're sticking it out. David Raya.
David Raya was tremendous.
Great game.
Had 2 or 3 really tremendous saves. Had a save from Garnacho. This kind of like awkward cross that bounced right into the path.
His reaction time was crazy because he didn't know if it was going to be touched or not. So that was a crazy save.
What can I say, man? I'm bummed out. I'm pissed off, but like we ball. We continue.
We continue.
We proceed. I mean, it's also kind of a bummer that we're officially out of the Champions League top 5. We're in 6th place right now, and it's kind of a bummer. But we still got a lot of teams. We still got a lot of games. Arguably, this is the hardest one that we'll hopefully see. I mean, I guess we have City coming up too, so
who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Right.
You guys got us next week, so you got a guaranteed victory.
We got
there.
United coming up.
Don't do that.
We got, I think, Liverpool coming up. Wait, what did you say?
I said you play us next week, so you got a guaranteed win there.
Listen, stop. You guys come back with craziness.
All right, let's move on to Man United versus Crystal Palace. Man United just beat, what was it, 2-1?
Yeah,
they just overtook us. Well, they didn't overtake us. They tied us in points, but they have more goals, better goal differential. I didn't watch the game. Did you guys watch the game?
I did watch the first half.
Yeah.
When I had stopped watching it, they were up. Crystal Palace was up one goal, and I was like, please. But then as I opened my fob, I saw a red card. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. So it really was a game of two halves for Lacroix, who kind of has taken over as the defensive captain for Crystal Palace since Gahey left. And in the very early on, literally the 4th minute, he comes in with a crazy header off of a corner, I believe, and puts Crystal Palace up, and they were able to hold on to that lead the entire first half. There were some good chances, but it didn't, United weren't really able to capitalize on anything or really create too much. But in the second half, man, he was at fault for bringing down Cunha in the box, and that led to a red card and a penalty. So going from, a great game to an absolutely abysmal one, he got ejected, and then Fernandez just was lethal from the spot like he typically is. I don't know if he might be 100% from the box this season so far. No,
I don't think so, because I think he missed some. Well, maybe in the Premier League, but I know for that Grimsby match, I think he missed one. Which maybe that might honestly, that's like a different Man United team at this point.
Yeah, honestly. And then he was also there for that second goal where the ball kind of they cross it in, it gets pushed out, and it ends up right at his feet, and he has just a magnificent cross for onrushing Sesko, who just, in the air, Sesko is looking like a problem, and he heads it in. It's very similar to the Lacroix header, but at least it was an open play, and from there on, Man United just were on top, and being down to 10 men, Crystal Palace weren't really able to offer much after that point offensively.
Sesko's been finding form. I think he scored their last match too, right?
I believe
that was really,
against Everton?
Yes. He was the only goal in that game. Yes. I think it was very late as well.
That dude's pace is absurd. It's scary seeing him
95
run.
pace, man.
Yeah. It's like seeing a giraffe run in the safari. I think he's gonna be good for United. And he's really young. We were talking about it. He's only 22. I mean, he's been in the Premier League for a while, but with some good coaching, he might be a really great striker.
Speaking of coaching, do you sign Carrick for next season?
I don't know how you don't with the results he's had so far. I mean, this is like I just said, this is a different team. This is like a reborn team. They've had one draw in their last since he's been there. I think they're technically undefeated. I just don't see how you don't at least consider him. They weren't super convincing during the Everton game, but that Everton side is also a very good side. So I think they're third in the league.
Yeah. I think it really comes down to who's available in the summer after the World Cup. If they can get like a marquee,
they can try and get Arteta. I mean,
yeah, that's one option.
Feathers around here.
Yeah.
Well, when Thomas Franks takes over for Arteta at Arsenal, I think that he'll be freed up for United. I mean, realistically, who do you see going to Man United right now? Right?
What about Maresca, man?
That club, I mean,
Maresca's already earmarked for City, I think. Once Pep leaves,
we're not sure if Pep is leaving.
He's for sure leaving next. He's gonna leave for 2 seasons. He's gonna come back when he gets bored.
No, I think he'll go to Italy or international.
And coach who?
No,
City. They'll fire whoever's there, bro. I don't care who it is. They'll take Mr. Peppermint right back.
No, realistically, I think if like a Luis Enrique leaves PSG, if a Thomas Tuchel becomes available after the World Cup, it really just depends who's out there. But we can't deny the fact that Carrick has made more out of his time with this team than their last like 3 or 4 managers. So, I mean, I don't know.
I guess I agree with you in that Carrick has made coaching United way more appetizing, where I could see, like you said, marquee managers coming and wanting to get that job, seeing how good the team is now. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they were in the mud originally, maybe it would have been a harder sell.
Perhaps, but I mean, it's still, even if they've been shit for a couple of years, they still are one of the biggest teams in all of Europe, just monetarily and brand wise. I think more marquee managers. I mean, you have to be kind of delusional to get to that level. You have to be high on your own supply. So I'm sure a lot of these guys would come in thinking that they can do just as good as Carrick, if not even better. So I think it still would be an appetizing option.
I can see Glasner.
I don't know. I feel like, not to bring up Thomas Frank again, but I think bringing a mid-tier manager up to one of these bigger teams. Yes, Spurs are terrible, but they are a big team. I think he's done a lot of damage for those mid-tier like Areolas, Glasners, and stuff like that. I think he might have to go elsewhere. Or
who was the coach of Real Madrid? Didn't he just get signed?
Xavi Alonso.
Probably Liverpool.
I think Xavi. I see Xavi for Liverpool. That's why I wouldn't even bring him up for that. Just because, like, I think that he's already one of their big legends. He's kind of what Carrick is for United, and he's had a invincible season with I don't know, I struggled there.
Unbeaten
with Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think, honestly, I think Real Madrid really fucked up.
Yeah,
not taking that man seriously. They could have been a real problem with the amount of talent. It's one of those things where just ego kills everything.
Player power has gone wild out there, and Florentino Perez has definitely backed the players more than the coaches for the last couple seasons.
It's literally a daycare over there. It's a bunch of children. Very, very talented, rich children.
Let's move on to my team, man. Yes, we're having so much fun losing to the 2 worst teams Not the 2 worst teams. We didn't lose to West Ham. We lost to Wolves and Leeds. Leeds is a tough team, though.
We'll talk about it.
They gave Man City a run for their money yesterday.
But let's focus on you.
We're focusing on us right now. And the pitiful performance that was us. Midfield is atrocious. I think his name is Diego Luiz, who has been filling in for Tielemans for the last 5 matches. He just ain't got that touch, man. He just doesn't have the passing ability needed that Tielemans has to be able to complete those passes to the forwards or to Morgan Rogers. And what I noticed throughout this game, and I think it was adding to the frustration of the players, Morgan Rogers, there was multiple times throughout the game where he's point. You know how soccer players point down because they want the ball.
Like, here,
the ball. He's like, right here. There was 5 different times he was doing that, and
just a lot
somebody
of hesitations.
just overlooked him and just went for the safe pass out front. It happened twice in the last 5 minutes. I think Pau Torres had the ball, and Rogers is 10 feet in front of him, and he's like, right here, and Pau Torres was like, I don't even see him. Y'all see Morgan? I don't know. And then passes it out to the left, and I'm just like, you can tell as the games go on, whenever we're playing, that the players get more and more frustrated because they have the ball majority of the time, and of course that never really means that you're going to win the game. But when you dominate possession, you're opening yourself up to more opportunities to score, but they don't. It's like earlier in the season. I used to talk about it all the time. They're not aggressive. They play it safe. They don't make the aggressive pass. They don't go for the opportunities, and they've kind of reverted back into that because when Tielemans came in, he was making those aggressive passes through the middle to Morgan and Ali and Malin. Don't even get me started about Malin, bro. I miss him.
Baby, come back.
And it's shocking because it really, I feel like you guys made your success, made your stamp this season by being the risky team. Your low XG attempts outside the box that with some talent. I feel like the Puskas is going to be half of your team's goals, man. So many wild, so many wild shots from outside the goal. To seeing a team who's maybe fatigued, maybe they're just at the very end of their their season. Everybody's
of being top 3 got to them.
You think so?
Because I'm a fan of them, but even I could tell you they overachieved. If you watch the first 10 games of the season, you could tell that you would be surprised if a month later they're top 3, because them first 10 games, they didn't look like they wanted to be out there on the field at all. They were
You guys didn't score a goal for 4 games in a row or something like that.
Exactly. We're kind of reverting back into that mindset that players are looking defeated out there. They're not playing with aggression. They're kind of falling apart. And I don't know. You can only take it one game at a time. You gotta 100%. get a win here at Chelsea, even though that'll be a very tough game because of these past 5 games. You guys have looked much better than us, if I'm being quite honest. And maybe if we get a win against you guys, our confidence will go back up because you need a win like that to boost your confidence. I don't know. I think if we finish top 5, I'll be surprised, honestly, because our injuries aren't coming back until late. We're not, unless we get it together out there on the field. I don't see us finishing top 5. Our only chance of making it to the Champions League is the Europa, which I do think we have a chance of winning there. I think
100%.
But
if you're Unai Emery, do you just focus on the Europa League and you just kind of sell these not sell, but you know what I mean? Recover your best teams.
He's done that before
for the Europa League, because if you win the Europa League, you get Champions League, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. I mean, originally you guys were definitely in the race for the Prem. It's maybe looking a little like you can have one or the other, but not both. And if I was Unai Emery, I would probably shoot for.
Said the other day that he's for a second there, he was like, maybe we can win the PL. Maybe we can. But then the injuries, and then we started drawing, and then he was like, maybe you just focus on Champions League. Because I think he's just focused on making it to the Champions League. So,
which I mean, if history is any teacher to us, Unai Emery has done this before in his time at Arsenal. That's exactly what he did. He prioritized, I think it was it one of the cups or was it the Europa League, and sacrificed the good form that they had in the season and ended up losing both.
Damn.
So, I mean, I think it's definitely possible that he would prioritize the Europa League, especially since in his time in Spain, I mean, he became a serial winner of the Europa League. So, I mean, I wouldn't count yourselves out. And as we saw last year, Tottenham, you can get to the Champions League if you just win the Europa League.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you'll get lucky and play a terrible team in the final. But I mean, you made a good point about how decimated your team is, especially midfield wise. I think Yuri Tielemans, McGinn, especially being your club captain, I feel like you can't understate how much of a loss that is. And him coming back in mid-April, maybe in time for some of those tricky fixtures in the knockout rounds of the Europa, might just come back at the perfect time if he can get back to fitness pretty quick.
Wait, time can only tell, man. I think what he should do, and don't listen to me. I don't know jack shit. All right, you play the young guys in the PL, and you play the starters in the Europa. Well, you could play them in both, but rest the starters more and play the younger guys more, so that they can get some experience. We can see who's really good, who can hang with the Premier League teams and players, while resting the starters like Onana and Watkins and Buendia and Rodgers. Let's just see what our young guys can do. But that's a NBA mindset that I got right there. So don't listen to me. It's rough out here, dude. Man. But we moving on to Julius's team, who is still in contention and is riding right behind Arsenal's on their ass. But the Leeds did give them a run for their money the other day.
Without a doubt, I can't say that I've seen a whole lot of Leeds this season, and I remember you talking about it was last week. The difficult time that they gave you, and I think they give you a tough time too, Mateo. Right?
Their defensive.
We lost against them the first time.
Yeah,
their defense is straight safe.
It's their defense, but it's also their pressing.
That's what it was for us.
It's you could tell that they're a Red Bull team just by how much they press, how much they're running around. They're always cutting out passes. They were pressing the hell out of us in that first half, and there was some great opportunities, especially from Calvert-Lewin, and Brandon Aronson, who is the young American player that I think came from Philly Union. Fantastic. That kid was dancing on Nunez, and there was a point where he was trapped in the corner by Mateus Nunez, and he was able to, with fancy footwork, get around him, pass the ball off, and pass it into a on-rushing player. But I mean, they looked really, really good. And I'm not gonna front. I'm a pretty realistic Man City fan. I can be honest. I was getting nervous there because while we were, first off, we didn't have Haaland this week. He had a knock in training. I've heard different reporting as to whether he's going to be back this weekend against Nottingham Forest, or if it's going to be as far out as like the first round against Real Madrid. But hopefully he comes back soon. So we went out there with Marmoush and Semenyo, who, Marmoush has looked pretty decent, especially in the EFL Cup. Since coming back from AFCON, Semenyo has been fantastic since we signed him in January. I mean, he's the type of player I like. Even if he's not the most beautiful on the ball, he may not have the best flicks and tricks, but he's just a fox in the box. He's physical. He makes it difficult for defending players. And then Turkey right behind them with Nico O'Reilly ranging forward, Silva just kind of being the glue, and Rodri trying to kind of get back to his best. But you know,
I got ourselves a team, man.
We do, and I can't deny the fact that, you know, that boost in January, whatever what people want to say, smart money. I mean, we spent it well. I'm very happy because I could see Gehi. You know, we talked about it before. I see him. I see future captain vibes all over the place, and Semenyo has been lethal since he got in. Turkey was good this game. I felt like, especially in the first half, there was a lot of loose passes, and we weren't able to really knit things together till the very end. When I think he's the one that played in Ait Nouri, who had like a delicious cross for Semenyo, who just tapped it in back post. And after that, it just became a defending game, which, you know, beginning of the season, that's where we struggled. I always feel with Man City, guys, I understand you're trying, but score another goal. Get me an insurance goal. Because trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead
in the 85th minute when he brought on another defender.
You're
gut wrenching.
The grays are coming out and they're only multiplying with that sort of thing. But honestly, again, Mateo, you yeah, you don't have as many. I can't see them. Chelsea might have given you some today.
That's from today. That's from today.
It's all salt and pepper. Anyways,
Silver Fox.
You brought it up today.
Silver Fox in the box.
I'll take it. Gehi has been lights out. I saw something where we are literally undefeated since he's joined our team. And while at the beginning of this season, last season, I wouldn't be super confident that we could hold on to a lead, especially something as slim as a 1-0. He has given us the confidence and the leadership to get clean sheets, to see things out defensively, to cut things out. There was also some great saves by Donnarumma. There was one instance where he was one-on-one with Aronson and again came up huge. Now, you know, I really wanna say, you know, Chelsea, you could have done us a big favor today. But I feel like if we don't manage to catch Arsenal, I think with the signings we've made within the summer and this January, I think we are very comfortably building a team to go ahead and start dominating again for the next couple of years.
Those signings aren't going to mean shit if you can't defend these stupid, mother-loving corners, bro.
Oh, well, you're right.
How are you guys at corners? How are you guys at corners?
Listen.
It's a dark arts.
I saw Holland defending last week against Newcastle against Dan Burn, who's a verifiable giant. And Gehi is pretty good in the box too.
These dark arts, man.
Yeah.
We knew they were so powerful.
Yep. And then in the second half, like I said, furious defending. There was an instance where Nico O'Reilly, who had a really good chance in the beginning, in the first half, rolled his ankle and it ended up having to come out. Him and Marmoush came off for Savinho, who I've already told you guys I want to see less and less of him. But he came on, him and Reinders, and again, just had to put in a defensive shift, be there for you know, outlet balls, just trying to get out of our half. But I'm feeling very, very confident with Gehi in our back line. So
how about this? I'll give you Tosin, you give me Savinho.
No, not Tosin. Give me somebody else. Just give me money.
What's wrong with Tosin, man?
Just give me a cash offer. I'll give you Savinho. Happy to give you Savinho.
We need wingers.
Have them. Because I'm not sure if you that might be one Brazilian winger too many for you.
Maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving on into the Champions League draw. Last week was the knockout round. There were some pretty crazy outcomes. Mainly, Pro Glint is out here upsetting people and is the underdog coming into this Champions League final matches, I guess.
I have $1,000 for them to win it all. I'll be a millionaire.
$1,000 to win them all?
I'll be a millionaire.
Before we talk about that,
I'll get a new camera if that happens.
Let me just go through these matchups that have been drawn. Okay. Bayern Munich versus Atalanta, Real Madrid versus Man City, Liverpool versus Galatasaray, PSG versus Chelsea. We got Leverkusen versus Arsenal, Bodo Glimt versus Sporting CP, Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham, and then Newcastle versus Barcelona. All right, guys, what is your most anticipated match of these draws? Or how do you feel about it in general? Do you think some teams got it easier than others? Or
100%.
This is such a lopsided bracket. It's ridiculous. Listen, as a City fan, I know we're gonna play Real Madrid every single year. It's almost a guarantee.
But it's a random draw.
Yeah, okay. And it's so random that it happened. It's literally happened the last 5 years in a row. At some point in the knockouts, we end up facing them. So I'm excited, especially with how Vinicius has been doing good. Mbappe, I don't believe is going to be there for the first leg of this knockout. I'm feeling good, similar to what I was saying before when we were talking about against Leeds. I feel defensively we've come a long way this season, so I think maybe we'll be able to ride the storm and then, show our attacking talent, especially if with Doku coming back, Semenyo just looking amazing, Cherky threading through balls, and our Viking back. I'm looking forward to it, but damn, we couldn't... Again, it's just it feels rigged. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because it's crazy. Because even if you beat them, you still have to play either Bayern Munich, Atlanta, Galatasaray, Liverpool, or PSG and Chelsea. Is just crazy side of the bracket to be on.
All I'm saying is whoever comes from that left side of the bracket
is gonna be tired,
deserves to get
destroyed.
To the final.
Yeah. Well, but they're also. It's gonna be. I mean.
I can see it now.
I was going to say, Arsenal, if Arsenal doesn't make it,
they're going to cruise through to the final, and then whoever comes out on the other side is just going to be beaten and battered, and it's just going to be like
I feel like they set this up specifically to... No, I don't know. Maybe this is tin hat here, but doesn't this look a little bit like it's trying to really give Arsenal the best possible...
draw.
It looks like the Europa League. We have... Okay, the only... Realistically here, let's be real. Maybe the Barcelona versus Newcastle, whoever out of those two, might be solid-ish, but Barcelona's been looking poor recently.
Defensively, they're terrible. Yeah.
Newcastle's, I mean, they've been in a bad fit of form recently.
They went crazy against Qarabag, but it's because it was Qarabag from Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan. I don't even know where they're from. Yeah,
right. And then you have, I mean, Atletico versus Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham's lost like the last 5 games in a row of the Premier League. No, in general, all
they suck. They're getting relegated.
I don't know, man. This really looks like they are fluffing one side to get Arsenal.
This is either a setup for Arsenal to get to the final, or it's a setup for Bodo Glimt.
I want Bodo Glimt. I'm telling you, if Chelsea can't win it, I want Bodo Glimt.
As much as we want to be like, talk shit that it looks like a Europa League draw, we can't diminish the fact how good Bodo Glimt has been. They pulled some enormous scalps, and the fact that they beat Inter, who Italian soccer hasn't been at its best necessarily over the last couple of years, but Inter has made like 2 of the last 4 finals in the Champions Leagues. They were up against who was it? Was it Real Madrid last year? I think they got walked. We beat them in the final, but it's a pedigree club, and for Bodo Glimt to do that, and apparently they're in the preseason. And they're doing all this,
bro. Do you think it has anything to do with their great form? Is that they're not in season?
Yeah,
and so
all they
can
focus
do is focus
the
on
Champions
League and club friendlies that they do.
But still, you would think that they would need that sharpness, playing games week in, week out, to be able to put away a team like Inter, or to look promising in the league phase. But they did it. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it seems like they've scheduled a lot of club friendlies. They played every week in January. They would have played every week in February, but their friendly got canceled. So I don't know.
I mean, it's I get what you're saying, Julius, but at the end of the day, it is still a fresh, full team. I can't imagine what injuries they're dealing with. I can't imagine what pressures they're dealing with from having to play at home and getting a draw on a Saturday and then having to play through that on a Wednesday. They're avoided that. But regardless, I mean, none of that really matters. You still have to have the talent. You still have to have the form. And I don't take any away from Bodo Glimt. I really hope they make it, and I could see them beating Sporting.
Yeah, I think they
could see them beating Sporting. I could see them beating.
You think they could beat Arsenal?
I don't. Maybe.
Let's not go too far now. That's not.
Okay. I was gonna say I can see them. Look. These are the teams that I can see them beating. I could see them beating Sporting, Atletico, Tottenham, maybe Newcastle, maybe Barcelona, maybe Leverkusen.
Just
Arsenal,
maybe everybody.
Well, maybe it's like I'm not really sure. I could see it, but I can't see it. The other ones, I'm like I really can see it. But Arsenal's Arsenal.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough hill to climb. Let me ask you a question though. How do you feel about PSG versus Chelsea? Because that's a rehash of the Club World Cup final. You guys made it look easy.
I'm not mad. Okay. I neither of us are the same team as we were in the World Cup. I mean, we different manager. Cole Palmer was peak Cole Palmer back then. We have a Cole Palmer right now who's been recovering. And then same thing goes with PSG. I mean, they haven't looked very dominant in Ligue 1. They're
only
kind
4
of in a
points
little
ahead.
bit right. They're a bit in a title race right now. So it'll be good games. I think the thing that makes me kind of pretty not confident, but optimistic is it's an away game for the first leg, and then a home game for the game for the second leg.
Us too.
So we could go there, do our best, really, really, really push, and then depending on what happens there, we still have a home game to, maybe give us that little bit of an edge if we need it to get past it. But I'll be dreadfully disappointed in this one because if we lose this one, because like for sure we're not getting the Prem. I'm sorry, the treble's dead. The hopes for my treble finally have officially died.
There were hopes?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But I was hoping, we still have the FA to get. That'd be nice. Definitely a nice one. But the Champions League would be a tremendous, success 100%. For the season, especially taking it away from Arsenal, winning it ourselves. Would be amazing. So this one's one where I'm a little bit. I was really disappointed today. I would be really, really disappointed if we lose that one. But I don't know. I feel like we have a really good opportunity. I think it's not daunting. It's not scary. So, but I can see it going either way.
And you're on the daunting and scary side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we're just talking about the PSG Chelsea match, less daunting, less scary. But yeah, the rest of that is daunting and scary. But Bayern Munich is on that side is really the team that scares me the most. That's honestly, to me, that would be the true favorite of
the only
of
team they lost to was Arsenal.
Yeah. Yep. And that very well could be the final. So, just real quick, PSG Chelsea, who's advancing?
I have to say Chelsea.
Of course you do. I mean, me?
Yeah.
Let's
go through the bracket real quick because I'm curious to see what we think is what that final is going to look like.
You know what? I give it to Chelsea. I'll give it to my boy
Galatasaray looked incredible against Juventus. Comeback Kings, Osimhen. Woo! That could be a striker for you.
I
Mr.
like
Chelsea.
Osimhen, man. Ooh, he's
Stop
top 5 striker in the world.
Stop. I don't know, but maybe, maybe a couple years ago. Galatasaray versus Liverpool. I think that's kind of a toss-up, honestly. Liverpool haven't been incredible, but they've been looking a lot better in the Champions League. Galatasaray had that great tie. Who do you guys have winning that one?
I'm going with Galatasaray.
I was gonna go with Liverpool.
Okay.
I think they've been showing a little form. Ekitike, who was it that scored this last week against West Ham? Yeah, everybody ate the Saliba.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll give it to Liverpool. Van Dijk? Yeah, Van Dijk.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, I'm going with the underdog this time around.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Liverpool. So that would leave Chelsea, Liverpool to get to quarterfinals. On the other side of the bracket, I'm gonna have to, me personally, biased. I'm between Real Madrid and City. I'm of course gonna say City, but what do you guys think? You won't hurt my feelings.
I have City as well. Again,
yeah.
You guys are Gahey and Semenyo, like you said, have looked really good.
Cherky's
really good. If you guys can get Holland back into form, that's always great.
Phil Foden off the bench.
Even Marmouche hasn't been a slacker.
No.
And then Diaz in the back with Gahey has turned a form. Zanov has looked good too. I mean, defensively, you guys have looked not too bad. And then Real Madrid is kind of the opposite, where they've been in tumultuous waters. They have an interim coach. They're still dealing with this back and forth.
Vinicius,
maybe if Mbappe isn't there,
it'll
make things better. Surprisingly, I mean, if it's like one or the other, but not both situations. So I see it going City's way on that one.
Okay. And then Atalanta, Bayern Munich. Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful, but probably Bayern Munich. Now that means Chelsea, Liverpool, for one quarterfinal, and then Man City versus Bayern.
That's a tough one for your City. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Harry Kane, man. I don't know.
Luis Diaz,
Olise, looking great. That young guy that they got from their academy, Carl. Exactly. He looks great.
He had that one stinker moment where he was trying to do like this fancy footwork and accidentally kicks it out.
He's doing too much.
Memed. Yeah, he's young. He's young.
Because he's already trying to go to Real Madrid. He's already made comments. Calm down, bro. You just got there. But I'll be honest, between Chelsea and Liverpool, I think it might be Liverpool. And then between us and Bayern Munich, it may not be me. I want to believe in my team, but attacking wise, Bayern Munich is such a prospect. Kane is just firing on all cylinders. I could see. Yeah, we could see Bayern. I could see Bayern going past us. I hope not, but I could see it.
And then on the other side of the bracket, a little bit more.
I mean, I think it's a lot more straightforward. Well, maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Arsenal over Leverkusen, of course. Newcastle versus Barcelona is interesting because Barcelona hasn't really been playing top form, and Newcastle are the most stubborn team I've seen people play against.
They're so physical. Yeah.
So I don't know, because from what I hear, the Spanish league's not as physical.
Jamal just scored a hat trick though.
Hey, he's gonna have to do it again.
But again, against quarterback.
Against
hat trick's a hat trick. Look, Neto scored one against Hull.
I have Barcelona getting past Newcastle. I think there's just too much attacking quality there, honestly.
And then Tottenham, I got Tottenham losing by 1 million.
Yeah, I think Atletico Madrid, they just got a guy named Lookman, who came from, I think, Atalanta, and he's the reason why Leverkusen weren't completely undefeated in that, like 2 seasons ago. He's a great attacker, and I think they've been looking a lot better since he's come on. So I have Barcelona against Atletico Madrid for that quarterfinal.
And do we have Bodo Glimt over Sporting CP? Yeah,
I think so. I think the underdog in me wants to see that.
Yes. Let's go with Warts, man.
Yeah,
right? Warts. I believe in him.
Hogwarts or something. It's terrible. Terrible name.
Hogwarts, not to be mistaken with Hogwarts.
And
or
then
warts
what?
on your hog.
Oh,
and then that would be Bodo Glint Arsenal. And...
Let's just get past that. So Bodo versus Arsenal, yeah. What do you think? It has to be Arsenal.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, it has to be.
God, I hope not.
We can't be haters right now.
We can be biased, but not that biased.
We can be biased, but not that biased. Arsenal is probably going to beat Bodo Glint. Let's be real here.
And then
whoever comes out of that Tottenham game is definitely going to lose to.
You think so?
I think so. You think Barcelona is going to lose to Atletico Madrid or Tottenham?
Yeah, I think.
Why not? Yeah,
there was
I think so.
The last time that they played, I think Atletico Madrid whooped their ass. Like it was like 4-1.
Right. Well, hey.
So I mean, I don't know.
I actually would probably give it to. Actually, they're about to play in the Copa del Rey.
Well, there you go. So we'll get a preview.
They lost. Yeah, they got whooped. First leg of the Copa del Rey was 4-0, Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, is Griezmann going to be there?
Oh, that's true.
Or is he coming to Orlando?
He might be coming to Orlando.
Jesus.
I keep seeing reporting about it.
I do too.
So
I'm excited. I hope it happens.
Literally the last
game,
we were talking about Galacticos coming back.
He loves Mickey Mouse, so...
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. That has been another episode of the
Chelsea to win the
Podcast.
Champions League. We didn't finish the bracket, but it'll be Arsenal, Chelsea,
we
and
can
we're
go back to the
out.
bracket every week after the round's over. We can go back.
Once we start seeing how these games start panning out, especially that first leg, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the podcast if you haven't already. Go to our TikTok, Tap In Trio, like our clips, follow us on there as well. And we will see y'all next week. Peace out.